Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back again with another G.I. Joe action figure review. In this episode, we're taking a look at the G.I. Joe convention exclusive from 2018, the Sonic Fighter version of the Lamprey officer. So this was a really cool bonus that they threw in here, I guess, for the G.I. Joe Con. The Sonic Fighters came out back in the late 80s. They basically just repackaged some traditional figures, gave them a cool electronic backpack and some cool new weapons. And there you go, you had this Sonic Fighters subset. So in the convention exclusive here, you kind of get that updated version of the figures, minus the backpack, unfortunately. They did not include any of those. So you may have to go digging through your old toy boxes to try to find some of those backpacks to kind of make this, get that other little feel for you. But anyways, this comes on a nice, cool card art package thing. You've got the cool Sonic Fighters logo down here at the bottom. Flipping it over to the back, we've got the kind of traditional G.I. Joe artwork here, and then you've got the file card down below. Sorry. We will zoom in here, and if you do want to, you can pause the video right now to actually read through the file card, as I'm not going to bother with it. Again, this was the 2018 convention exclusive, so the last of the conventions, unfortunately, but they came out of the door swinging and left us with some really cool figures here. And let's go ahead and open this guy up. We've had quite a varied assortment of Lampreys over the past few years here. So this officer figure is kind of a nice touch as well. Set that to the side to deal with later. Start popping out these accessories. We get some cool weapons here. I don't know what the devil this is, some kind of sonic rocket launcher thing. We get the figure itself. Very cool. We get, there's the submachine gun thing. We get a cool figure stand. We do get his frog flippers. And we get a cool helmet. Past that, there's nothing in here, so set that off to the side and let's take a look here. It's zoom in time. Whoosh. I gotta figure out a better way of making that transition. So anyways, we'll start out here with the battle stand. Traditional 25th anniversary release of the figure stand. Nice Cobra logo there on the top. 2 foot pegs, Lamprey officer on the front, and beyond that, pretty straightforward for a figure stand. Let's take a look at the weapons first. We'll start off with this crazy rocket launcher thing. This is modeled essentially after the vintage figure release. And it's been so long I don't really remember what all he came with, but this is definitely kind of outside the realm of traditional figure weapon here, so that's kind of why the Sonic Fighters kind of makes more sense here. So anyways, nice detail work here. Not a lot going on, but still looks pretty cool. I'm really not a fan of these oversized weapons, but it works in this context. So we get the kind of traditional Lamprey assault rifle here. Whoops. Some nice detail work on it as well. We got the cool clip here on the side here. Yep. We'll move on to the flippers here. They do come kind of pegged together here, so they do have these little holes on the side of them so that they can actually attach to the feet and then attach to the actual figure stand itself, so you can have him with his webbed feet standing up on the figure stand, which is a nice little touch there. They've been doing that since the eels came out here, so still very cool. Not a lot of detail work, but they do kind of fit on his feet pretty easily. Just kind of pop in there. They work a little bit better than the ones we had for the Paravipers. Yes, Paravipers. But it's basically the same flippers, just different sized feet, so that's kind of why. We do get this cool helmet as well. It's got the nice kind of red halfway see-through bit on there. I don't know sure how much you can kind of see that here on the screen, but it is semi-transparent, I would say. And the rest of the blue there is pretty nice. You just kind of pop that on and he's good to go there. So you can't really make out details on his face once you actually have the helmet in place. But it still looks really cool. And he does have these little peg holes on the back for these hoses to attach. Like so. And there you go. You got the cool little helmet for the Lampreys. So I'll go ahead and pop this thing off so we can kind of take a look at this. While we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and remove his backpack here. We're going to count this as an accessory, even though it comes as part of the figure. This is basically just the air tank here for the filtration system for the helmet and everything. Some nice cool hoses that we saw attaching, and it pegs in his back pretty easily, so that's really nice. Moving on to the actual figure itself. It's kind of a basic figure here, and I'm still a little torn on the actual color scheme on this guy. I'm not usually a fan of these kind of real bright and vibrant colors, but you know, taking it under advisement that this was the Sonic Fighter version, I'll give it a pass, and it looks pretty good, and I'm not really upset with it or anything, so it works. Just it's a little bright for my taste. Anyways, they have a lot of really cool detail work here on the actual vest itself. Some nice silver highlights on everything, all these buckles and dials, and the cool Cobra logo here on the side. It's overall a really nice looking vest, and the silver definitely adds to the effect. Beyond that, kind of a basic suit here. Not a whole lot going on. Standard kind of sculpt for the head here. Not a lot of detail work, but it still looks really nice. So, yeah. And again, once you actually add the helmet, you can't really see the head anyway, so not that big a deal. The one thing I'm kind of thinking is it might have been cool to have a helmet, top helmet for these guys. Kind of fit in a little bit more with the traditional Cobra Troopers, rather than only having this helmet, but that's beside the point, I suppose. Moving on to articulation, the head does spin 360 degrees. We do have a limited up and down movement here, so you get a little bit, but not a whole lot. So he's kind of looking a little bit down most of the time. Again, it's not going to make a difference once you put the large helmet on, but I'm just pointing it out right now. Standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joint. Standard ball and swivel at the elbow joint. And looks like just a swivel at the wrist. Let me check the other side here. Yeah, just a swivel at the wrist, so not that big a deal, but just pointing it out. The rib cage twist feature is in place, and he has plenty of ab crunch motion going on here. His standard web vest here doesn't hinder him whatsoever there, so that's nice. Standard T-hook at the waist and hips, so plenty of range of motion there. He does have a double knee joint and a swivel and rocker here at the ankle. So all in all, really cool. They do have some really nice detail work going on the boots here. Something I sometimes overlook here. That's some really cool buckle systems going on there. So yeah, all in all though, very cool looking. The color's starting to grow on me a little bit. The blue definitely adds to it, and makes it not quite stand out as much in my head as I'm going through this. So let's go ahead and gear the guy up here. Stick his backpack on there. Toss his cool helmet on here. Attach these hoses. Hose number 2. And one thing you'll note here, it has a tendency to kind of lift up. So you may just have to kind of press down a little bit to get it to kind of hook underneath his chin. And it stays in place a little bit better that way. Slap his flippers on his feet. You have to kind of press them a little bit to get them to go to hook on the back side of his boot there. There we go. And we'll grab his traditional assault rifle here in one hand. And his cool sonic rocket launcher-y thing in the other hand. Again, it's got this really big handle that I'm not really a fan of, but regardless, he can still grip it very easily here, and it turns out looks really cool. So yeah, there you go. That's the Sonic Fighter Lamprey Officer. So this particular figure, again, it's a convention exclusive, so it's going to come with an extra price tag attached to it because of that. However, it's probably the least sought after out of the set of 3 that they released this year in 2018. So it's a little easier to come by than the other 2 figures from the Sonic Fighter line. I don't know how long that'll last. Unfortunately, it does still come with a little bit of an extra price tag regardless, so it's probably going to be in the $70 to $80 range for a good while anyways. Again, it's the last official G.I. Joe con that we know about. So, yeah, it's that's kind of the reason that you can't get them too easily. So, anyways, I really do like the figure, and I would probably say this is a little bit higher than just recommended. So, what? If we're going in a 10-point scale, probably a 7 out of 10, which is still pretty good. 5 being average. Yeah, probably a 7. So, anyways, if you don't have it already, pick it up if you can. Just be aware of the price tag that comes with it, and there you go. That's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. Drop some comments down below. Let us know what you think of the Sonic Fighter Lamprey Officer. If you'd like to see anything in future episodes, let me know that as well. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You can not do that probably, but I don't know. It's up to you. Till next time, Yo Joe!